Welcome you back to the Concacaf Women's Under-17 Qualifiers. In Group A, it is Nicaragua taking on Belize. Good evening, wherever you may be in the region and beyond. Mike Watts on hand for the call. The temperatures were about 85 degrees for the opening game of the group. A Dominican Republic win over Dominica, 7-0. They've dropped to about 80 degrees. And while there was shade over about half the field earlier, it's now certainly nightfall, and under the lights, we get to see the host country in Group A take the field for the first time in these qualifiers. Nicaragua out of Pot 2 taking on Belize. Dominica, a 7-0 loss in which they conceded all 63 shots of the game. Find themselves at the bottom of the table. Dominican Republic were the Pot 1 team in this group, certainly anticipated to be a top when it's all said and done on paper, but Nicaragua with home field advantage will have their shot. They also now know what they need to do from a goal differential side against the Pot 5 team later. And they'll try and get whatever they can against this Belize side that have ambition of trying to finish in a positive position, but probably requires a victory, at minimum a draw against this Nicaraguan team to have genuine hopes of advancing, knowing that Nicaragua and Dominican Republic are the clear favorites to finish 1-2 in the group. There they are in the tunnel. It's known coming into this, of the 6 groups, your group winners are going through automatically. That's every team's dream. There are also 2 positions in championship proper, the under-17 level, that go to the top 2 remaining runners-up in the qualifying, along with the 4 teams that received an opening round bye. That means goal differential is significant. Scraping a point when a loss is a possibility could change everything. And so this match carries a ton of weight for Nicaragua on home ground, sure, but for a Belize team with dreams of getting into tournament proper, they can get off on the right foot against the host country, and it would certainly buoy their anticipation and expectation the rest of the way.
Damas y caballeros, para este partido del clasificatorio femenino sub-17.
They are being called out onto the field.
Demos la bienvenida a las selecciones nacionales de Nicaragua.
Micah Erskine of Guyana holds the ball. 22 starters behind him. It is a short Belize bench. It is a Nicaraguan team on home ground with all the expectation on their shoulders to defend this field in the Nicaraguan capital of Managua. They play the Concacaf anthem for so many of these players, the first time they've heard it for real, with the crest affixed to their jersey, opposition in their sights. It is Belize and Nicaragua. We hear the national anthems, including that of the host country. And kickoff soon to come in Managua.
Damas y caballeros, por favor les pedimos a todos ponerse de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de Belice. Damas y caballeros, por favor nos mantenemos todos de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de Nicaragua.
Pretty phenomenal moment, always especially so in the host country. Fans making their way in here in Managua to support, in so many cases, daughters, sisters, nieces, and just their fellow countrywomen. Can Belize spoil the party for Nicaragua tonight in this opening qualifying match for the Concacaf W Under-17 Championship? Belize takes the photo that will stand the test of time. Pen exchange to come in a moment. Teofilo will captain the side, play up front, Lau off on the right-hand side, Zavala in the middle. Chow captains the midfield, so to speak. Ruiz and Bolsa, the two center backs, and you can expect Kalen Huete is in for a long night as this Nicaraguan team can anticipate Belize bringing their best. The captains alongside the two ARs and referee, 4 different countries represented. Among our officiating crew, Micah Erskine of Guyana oversee the game. Significant day for those officials as well, hoping one day to advance as well. Angelica Lopez is the goalkeeper. Mar captains the side from center back alongside Valentine Smith and Rihanna Valentine on either side. A Belize defense that is probably anticipating quite an effort from Nicaragua on the attacking end. Gordon, Aranda, critical pieces up front. Well, the moment has arrived. From the moment you find out that your country is going to host, you wait for that whistle in front of your home fans in a venue that you vitalized. And so it is here in Managua. For Belize, lengthy travels from Central America. What can they do against this Nicaraguan side? About 1,100 kilometers from one end of Central America to the other, from Belmopan to Managua. They await 7 p.m. local time on the nose to kick off this final game of the day across the region in Concacaf Under-17 women's qualifiers. Underway, Belize away to the host country of Group A, Nicaragua. And a vital game in deciding Group A comes at the beginning of the group, the Under-17 qualifiers. This is the first time they've ever met in qualifying. Nicaragua, their 15th against Central American teams. They've only won one of them. Belize, the 6th time in the preliminary round that they faced a Central American opponent. They have lost them all and only scored a singular goal, conceding 42. But Nicaragua is the 8th-ranked team involved in this qualifying. Ball scooped up by Angelica Lopez. Avila and Aranda and Mar all feature for the same domestic club, helping to create the spine for Belize. They are short on their bench, 3 fewer field players than they'd be allowed. They do not have enough players to make 5 subs of field players. Ball lobbed across by Zavala. And a shot ripped, saved. Follow is roofed in. The opening goal. Stephanie Miranda. Nicaragua's in dreamland 100 seconds in. However you scripted it, if you're Nicaragua, it doesn't get much better than this. Elena Lau denied a brilliant save by Lopez and even steered it aside. Stephanie Miranda was there. And Nicaragua grabs a very early 1-0 lead on Belize. They have not beaten a Central American team, Nicaragua, in these preliminary games, the under-17 level, in 13 years, dating to 2013. Since then, 6 matches without a victory. But this group, especially at home, eyes on changing that. And off to the perfect start. Skitters over the line, belongs to Nicaragua. Nicaragua's 16th ever game in this opening round of qualifying. They've won 4 of them, lost 10. Mariela Zavala did take part in the 2025 win against St. Kitts and Nevis. Miranda did as well. Lau did as well. All 3 involved in very early going, scoring against St. Kitts and Nevis in that game. Also won a game against Jamaica in that 2025 event. Clipped ahead, ultimately lassoed in by Nicaragua. And this ball played through. Off the ball, Ruiz. Pops outside the 18. Service forward again, a dicing ball in behind. Miranda sees this kicked away by Lopez. Now hit right at Lopez. Squirts out of her hands to her feet. And now takes hold. Shot from Mariela Zavala. Florida Craze Crush. Very good program in Florida. Perhaps best known by its executive director, who ended up coaching at Gotham for a time, Hugh Menzies. Wet day Vast majority of both these teams do hail from inside the nation's borders. Hardly given anymore. Ever-growing scouting network within the Concacaf region. We're seeing more and more at the youth levels, long prominent at the senior levels. Zavala. Allow. Nicaragua putting him work in the width. Header from Teofilo. Lopez. No free ground being given up here to Belize right now, is there? Valentine. That's Jocelyn Valentine who plays wide. Rihanna Valentine, the 14 in blue for Belize. 14 in white, Vivas of Real Esteli. Pressure on Valentine. End line service, a crushing tackle at the end line. Zavala unable to corral it in front of goal. Valentine has nowhere to go. Good counter pressure from Nicaragua. Teofilo. Teofiling it. You will hear Angelica Lopez, I promise you. That's what you need from a young goalkeeper. So often you'll hear that goalkeepers find their voice later on. Not the case in this instance. We'll run back to Lopez. Throw to Smith. Smith in hold up. Circles around. And Belize throwing the ball in the final third and finding a bit of support out wide. Valentine. Oh, this is a good run. Perez wins a corner for Belize. Still something to be done with this service, and the end effort from Betsy Perez slides wide. Ruiz. Spinning into space, touched out by Nicaragua. Belize starting to find their land legs a bit. You may feel like you just saw the Under-17 qualifiers. Indeed, it's gone from a biannual tournament to an annual tournament at the World Cup level. So with it, the qualifying structure as well. Such the case for at least the next 4 years. North Korea winning back-to-back Under-17 World Cups. Won it in the Dominican Republic in 2024. And the new home of the Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco last year. Next tournament in October in Morocco. And the 4 group winners, the Under-17 championship in Concacaf, will advance to this coming year's edition. Nice step into space, sliding into shooting position. Lasered above the bar. Zavala has been a little bit everywhere so far. A constant presence for Nicaragua in the final third at the outset. Positive step, no further for Nicaragua and Ruiz. Cascading into the final third now. Ball lofted across and met by Zavala. Still loose, and now the whistle's gone for a apparently egregious push. You can tell Mariela Zavala is going to be an issue for Belize. She's gotten domineering position 4 times, the opening 14 minutes. Could argue today feels like the opening day of a new calendar year in Concacaf. Champions Cup soon to begin on the men's side. This Under-17 qualifying structure will take over the next 2.5 weeks or so before it's all said and done. Concacaf W Champions Cup continues in May. And the FIFA Women's Champions Cup is just a few days away now. All the while here at the Under-17s. Zavala Zavala goes down. Referee had a long look at that. Doesn't deem it worthy of a penalty. Zavala doesn't seem interested in arguing for one either. Yeah, nothing to it. Did look like perhaps that outstretched initial challenge had her off kilter. Not the way they've ultimately deemed it. Lopez showing a strong leg. Such a weapon to be able to break out of pressure at this under-17 level, having a goalkeeper who can, in fact, hoof it. Belize does have a shot, which is more than Dominica can say for their fixture, in which they're outshot 63-0 on this field earlier on. Zavala goes racing by Valentine. Offers half-hearted service in the end. Ruiz taking off the ball. Belize breaks the other way. And an injured player for Belize. This is one of two countries that are hosting multiple groups. Very busy week and a half, 2 weeks between Group A and Group B. Already gotten someone up as Aranda comes off. See the frustration painted on her too. Sam Waite sent it away for Belize. Nicaragua simply reloads. It's a good run out of midfield. What can Belize make of it? Pirouetting in, Deborah Gordon. And recovered by Nicaragua. Belize perhaps out of sorts. Well defended. Only to cede the throw. Chow. Orozco. Whisked across. Valentine. Cleared the initial danger. Zavala, too much heat. Dealt with by Pavon. Janaea Avila was not in the initial starting 11 for Belize, but on the field, 2 in blue. Not a team that could afford to lose any healthy bodies, that's for sure. 6 available subs coming into the night, of which just 4 are field players. Valentine commits the foul. Marion Ruiz. She wants to, and now she will get to in the wall. Turns out the wall was immaterial. This is Group A of the Concacaf Under-17 women's qualifiers. We saw Aranda come off previously, and the depth question becomes all the more intriguing. Morales comes in off the bench.
Su atención, por favor. Sustitución por la selección de Belize. Sale con la número 5, Yolene Aranda. Entra con la número 17,
not much remaining here for Belize.
Morales. Minuto 22.
Vivas. To appreciate what Gordon's done in a slow midfield, although she's walking away from an active play. Thought perhaps a foul should have been whistled, or simply just walking off a knock. By any measure, he does in fact win the foul. It's Morales who's just come in, suffers the foul. Belize, the third-ranked team in the group on paper, ahead of the U.S. Virgin Islands and Dominica. Nicaragua second, but only 2 places behind the Dominican Republic. We took control of the group with a 7-0 win over Dominica in the early game. Gordon was trying to streak through by tapping that around. B calls this home as well. Cuba, Grenada, Anguilla, British Virgin Islands, and the Ticas of Costa Rica have to be the favorite in that group. Though Cuba, Grenada certainly shown improvement in recent years in the region. Four teams already through. Puerto Rico earning a bye alongside the 3 North American countries, Mexico, Canada, and the United States. They'll be in the 12-team field in the Concacaf Women's Under-17 Championship. Is against Vivas, and Gordon does earn the whistle this time. And Waite will take it. And Waite is chipping that toward frame. Lasered ahead by Valentine. Perez couldn't hang. Off of Gordon. Gordon stumbling out of pressure. The ricochet comes free through the middle. Marr. That's a seeing eye ball from Waite. And out to Morales. Wait. Don't tell me. Touched outside Morales. And lofted downfield. Wete will control. Injured Nicaraguan player who's back up, thankfully enough. It's Vivas. Couple options percolating. Gets over the penalty spot and lashed it frame above the bar by Ruiz. One of the fun things about this becoming an annual event is more players are capable. Ruiz, Zavala, Miranda, playing in multiple under-17 qualifying structures or getting through to the championship round. So often you'd be 16 years old, be a part of the 17 squad. 2 years later, you've aged out. This allows for a wider swath of talent to get the opportunity in some countries, and in other countries, it's going to allow certain players to go through the cycle multiple times, which can be really valuable to development, finding games of this caliber. Whistle blows just beyond half field. It's whistle from Maxi Teofilo. Out to halfway, Nicaragua's got it. That is contemplative, and now turning on the burner, Zavala played that ahead. There is gravity to Zavala. That central defender had started coming over to try and double Zavala in case she'd gotten around the initial mark. Good hold up by Chanelise Smith. Annalise Smith scored a hat trick against the U.S. Virgin Islands in this event back in January of 2025. Wouldn't you know, they're drawn to the same group again. Here's Teofilo. So Smith has already shown her capability up front for Belize in this event. And Teofilo, who's captaining the side for Nicaragua, make a statement of her own. Nicaragua looking for their fourth straight victory in preliminary play at the Under-17 qualifiers. 30 minutes gone in this Group A opening game for both Belize and Nicaragua. 1-0 lead through Stephanie Miranda's goal 2 minutes in. Whistle sees Lau running amok. Ball laced across and hit wide. Lau offering that through, and Perez narrowly, beg your pardon, Miranda narrowly off the mark. Ball through, and is this the second for Nicaragua? It is. It's the captain, Teofilo. A 2-0 lead for Nicaragua. A goal 2 minutes in, a goal 30 minutes later. Teofilo streaking in and slipping that just inside the post. A delightful finish. That sees Belize 2 goals down. And now the pressure is on Belize to respond. It's stripped free of Perez. Zavala.
Con el número 9, Maxi Teófilo, al minuto 32.
Spins back into play. Cross centrally and a laser beam from range that bounds in. A worm burner in the end. Hits Lopez. Miranda. Well, now Nicaragua has found their swagger. Smith. Pinballing around. Lee's a bit slow to this. Vivas. Stephanie Miranda. Miranda! Valentine looking for an outlet. There was none.
Mark somebody! Mark somebody!
Here's a corner for Nicaragua.
Hey, Betsy!
They'll go again. Perez read that. So Nicaragua will go again. 10 minutes to halftime. Swinging in. Second time's the charm for Lopez. Caught behind Smith. Miranda. Miranda would not be denied. Corner. And they have just pillaged this near side. Valentine's done pretty well given the onslaught. Ball wasn't in the arc. Doesn't mean Belize didn't take a shot as a result. And it's Sam Waite. It's gone to the ground. Steadying herself against the post for a moment. And apparently needs attention.
Miss Valin, think about the eye. Yes.
Second attempt at the service. Lopez, no issues. Back from Deborah Gordon. Perez. That's a dangerous but ultimately wise move from Marr. Perez slips it ahead. Long run for Smith. Keeper off her line. Wet day. Clearing halfway. Zavala squares, and this rings the bar with venom. Speared out wide. Miranda took that off the back. Play continues. Ultimately reaches the touchline. This is something from Teofilo. Not a lot Lopez is doing about that. Not a lot of curl on that in the end. And it's off target for Marion Ruiz. And down to the final 5 minutes before halftime. Here's another change. Rather, the return of Waite. So that's a shred of good news. Miranda, center of the area, didn't get there, speared away. This hit toward woodwork. Rolled in by Lopez. You see the two goal scorers, Miranda in the second, Teofilo in the 32nd. Nicaragua comfortably ahead, 2-0. Here's Smith. And this will squeak through. Gordon, square, and Morales unable to drag it through. The ball denied for Zavala. Ruiz. Play on. Even Belize didn't seem to believe that. The ball was still moving. Throw, not a free kick. 2.5 minutes stoppage time remain. This final game of under-17 qualifying on this opening day. Second half that could prove critical. Nicaragua pulls away, builds that goal difference margin that could be everything when it's all said and done. Or Belize finds their way back into this match, makes something of it. Offside. Karam's away from Perez. Final minute of this first half. Stinging the palms of Lopez from distance. Curling effort near post. 2 added minutes before we break for halftime.
La cuarta árbitro ha anunciado que se agregarán 2 minutos al primer tiempo.
throw for Nicaragua. Another hit taken by Mariela Zavala. And Nicaragua, one more chance. Belize has become steadfast. Time winding down in the half. Bouncing into Lopez. Rolls it out. Valentine. Best be careful here. Far worse things than losing it to touch. They're going to allow this to play out. There's the glance at the watch. Now that's it. So the first half does conclude. Miranda and Teofilo, the goal scorers for Nicaragua. Miranda did it just 2 minutes in, about a minute 40 to be slightly less inexact. And Teofilo half an hour later, captaining Nicaragua and finding a goal of her own. Belize has been put under near constant pressure, and the host country in Group A is in command at halftime in Managua. Nicaragua 2, Belize 0. Take a look. Ready to begin the second half in this Concacaf Under-17 qualifier. Back at it in Group A, Nicaragua and Belize. Let's see, Canales appeared to enter for Nicaragua at the stop. As we commence the second 45, 2-0 to the host country. Miranda in the second, Teofilo in the 32nd minute. Ball clipped back by Waite and all the way to Lopez. Belize in the blue, move left to right. Though it's been Nicaragua moving left to right in that first half to the tune of 60% of the ball and 95% of the 20 shots that were fired. Good ball, settled. Nicaragua can't get it spun around. Whistle blows. Miranda on the wrong end of it. There you see Mitzi Canales turning at the bottom of your screen. Earlier game in this group saw Dominican Republic defeat Dominica 7-0. 3 separate brace scorers. Martinez, Duran, and Jimenez. It's lining up to be those two at the top when it's all said and done based on how they got seeded. Belize trying to upset that order. Group A continues with the debut of U.S. Virgin Islands in this year's qualifiers and the Dominican Republic. Dominica will meet Nicaragua on the 26th, 2 days' time. Ultimately, Dominican Republic and Nicaragua is set to finish off this group on February 1st. This 8-day qualifying run. Five teams in the group. Everyone's going to get a bye at some point. This levied from long range, and Lopez takes it under consideration. Was Elena Lau came off at halftime, by the way, for Nicaragua. Make way for Canales. Here's Smith. Listed a defender, which is funny because she has been the anchor up front. Really the only way Belize has found out of their own end has either been Gordon out of midfield or launching it long and seeing if Smith can hold up play long enough. Ball bounding kindly. That's quite the hit. It's not the answer from Pavon. And an injured player for Belize. So mentioned earlier that they were really banged up coming in, or perhaps simply didn't have enough players within this age group that had already been with the group to bring along, but they only had 4 field players available off the bench. And then they saw Jana Avila, the initial starter sheet, drop out. Janae Avila enter into the lineup in her stead. So they have somewhere between 2 and 3 field players left to substitute. despite having 4 available subs. Smith in pursuit. Wete waits back on it. Nicaragua running 6 across that front line right now. Trying to find a seam to get a cross in. Despite flooding the zone, except a corner. The Teofilo to take the free, rather the corner. Teofilo. Side from Miranda. Circulated back in. It's hit by Orozco. Bolsa. Chow. And now Zavila through. And there is the third picturesque from Stephanie Miranda. Oh, that is a phenomenal team goal for Nicaragua, slicing Belize up for their third. Both passes leading to that were incisive. Into Zavala and into Miranda. And Zavala and Miranda combine again. Goals in the second and the 53rd for Miranda. And it is 3-0 Nicaragua. Pocket picked. Chow wide. Zavala, no. The follow, no chance to get it off for Muiz. Back out, Canales. Canales went down, referee looked on, nothing to it. Philo gestures and does win the throw. Do it again as Avila stepped in. Miranda. Zavala cutting back. Outside from Chow. Leaning back, and the clearance out over the end line on the ball seeking Miranda, who herself is seeking a hat trick. Service through. Belize denied the first effort. Still need to get away. Gordon couldn't. Zavala. Caught her arm. Comfortable from Wete. 11 minutes through this second half. Chow getting hit by Betsy Perez. And then the follow from Kiana Lewis. One hit too many. Oh, dynamic dicing pass. Canales sees it stripped at the vital moment. A leading touch, she's in on goal. Lobbed ahead for Smith. Back in play by Vivas. This group continues in 2 days' time. Group E will play here in Nicaragua tomorrow. Gliding forward, tipped over by Miranda. Spinning, Zavala. Driven out of play. Nicaragua load up again. Canales this time. That is becoming a dangerous run, and the ball leaked kindly to Ruiz. Couldn't keep that down. Your partner, is that Teofilo? 9, not 7? Nope. Yeah, it was Ruiz. Poor effort to get that out of harm's way leads to a fourth. Goal kick gone all wrong. That is quite the hit. Immediate retribution for Marian Ruiz. My, oh my, did Ruiz unleash. In the 60th minute, it is 4. 4-0. This was an intriguing late change. So the rosters that were handed out before the game saw Avila in the 11. Clearly that changed before we began. Janae Avila came in rather than Jaina Avila. Well, here's Jaina. So apparently clear to play. And it is Shanley Smith who comes out, who's been playing as the target 9. You can see at this stage the toll that it takes. Pinged outside. As the offer across for Canales, punched away by Lopez. And they stop play to an injured player at the 6-yard box. That is Rihanna Valentine. That'll run too far for Canales. Ball corralled by Marr. Sent away, but not out as Chow is there again. Canales. Zavala. Just work back inside. Chow calling for it. Chow opening up. Lofted, lost by Lopez. This hit from over 20 yards out. Lopez had to tap it aside. Turn away, Catherine Zhao. Taken short. Bounding all the way through. Miranda can't get there. Canales was coming for it. Did take a tap off Belize. There is a change coming for Nicaragua and a pair for Belize. So they're about to burn their final 2 available players. All the while, that is it for Catherine Chow. Nearly had quite the way to lower the curtain. Leaving all smiles. Kennedy Bethel on in her stead. Belize subs will wait until after the corner. Header snapped wide. You don't see a ton of set piece goals, but you don't see a lot of players nearly as apparently dominant as Mariela Zavala has felt in this game relative to Belize. Totally unmarked header. If there's one player you're going to mark, it's Zavala. Room to get a shot away. That is wayward. Sarah Pavon. Avila. Tiafilo. Zavala. Canales. Turning inside Pavon. Spinning free. And as she fell, the shot from Miranda. Intriguing. Certainly intriguing. Well, Belize has 5 available subs coming into this game. They used 1 at halftime. They used a second window already, and now they're making 2 additional subs. They've got a window left, but only goalkeepers to include from here. So Maya Maralda and Aylin Zatina are the final 2 in. Tiana Lewis takes leave. And there is Maralda. So for Belize, say that's it without quite saying that's it. And if someone gets injured now, you're bringing in a reserve goalkeeper to fill the position. I hope that this is enough at 70 minutes. Free kick, dangerous place to win one. Chance to do something pretty special here. It's a little tight to the wall. And to goal, perhaps. After the foul is given by Janae Avila. It's going to be Miranda. Has scored twice already. Has a chance to score a hat trick in spectacular fashion. Miranda! The most spectacular fashion. A hat trick for Nicaragua. An awe-inspiring goal for the host country. And a dagger to Belize. Oh, that is beautifully bent up over the wall. You don't teach it much better than that. Lopez just trying to get a hand up to it. There you see the spin coming back. And Lopez just didn't have nearly enough height to loft that up above. Stephanie Miranda has offered a hat trick in this qualifying opener. Scored a goal in qualifying last year and has done 3 times better tonight. Believe it or not, you would argue that there's actually going to be more pressure goal differential-wise on Dominican Republic leaving this night. Belize, the higher-ranked team in this group than Dominica. So with Dominican Republic putting up 7-0, if Nicaragua holds on to 5-0 or finds a way to add to that, then watch out. Suddenly there's a bit of a road they'll need to travel to get back even in goal differential by the time it's done, perhaps. Injured player is the one who just took that thundering free kick. Wait. Has to get stretched initially. And it looks like there's some kind of cut or abrasion on Sarah Pavone. This is quite the hit. Nicaragua getting feisty now. And Zavala still looking for that elusive goal. Oh, that is a stinger. Taking aim again. This off the outside of the netting, wide of Lopez. And Nicaragua getting a tad patient. It's Teofilo from range. Up. Belize find a goal here. Inch a little closer. During the Dominica game, really, as Canales drives in. You're ranked in the bottom portion of your group. Part of your goal here is soundly beat the teams around you. That never bent. And beat one of the 2 giants, Nicaragua or the Dominican Republic. So for Belize, there's still a path here in the sense that you don't need to win the group. Need to finish top 2 and then battle it out to be top 2 within the 6 runners-up to get through. Of course, Nicaragua and Dominican Republic have certainly a leg up based on today's results in taking those top 2, and then they'll try their hand on February 1st against one another. That could be the group decider. Could also be critical in deciding which team goes through in that runner-up category as well. Bosa, Teofilo, hopping into the box, a little room to shoot. Miranda. Well, here comes Nicaragua. A couple of changes in the night for Marion Ruiz, who scored the 60th minute. Big cheer either for Luis Rosales, who is from Managua, the aforementioned Ruiz. And Bosa gives away. And Norma Castillo, Dirianhen. Come on. At this point, you would say it was mission accomplished for Nicaragua. To be fair, this is the same scoreline that the Dominican Republic had against Dominica this stage of their game earlier today. Added 2 goals late. It's all the way out to Huete, who hasn't had a ton to do. Smashed into the width, but that's easy work to scoop it up and carry it on. Foul. Vaughn. Summarily overtaken. It's a good touch. Bethel wide. And into an offside. Maxi Teofilo. Bethel. Opens up for a shot. Big rebound. Second effort by Lopez. Yanked in. Took a hit to the head. That initial effort looked like she took a hit with the knee of Mitzi Canales. Well, Belize does have a sub remaining. Although if Lopez had to come out, it would also bring about the concussion substitute rule. May have got something caught in her eye, too. you'll see from time to time on these turf fields. As someone who neither wears glasses nor contacts, not a big fan of watching all that closely while that goes on. Got a Red Sox fan over here. Joseph Waite. I mean, I suppose Belize could have co-opted the logo, but that's the most fashionable coach I think I've ever seen in Concacaf. Ever. And had this for like 500 games. Well, it's got time for sweatsuits. All the while, Zavala just that level of physicality was a bit out of style in this game. He's taking a couple of these knocks throughout. That tricky step over gets rolled up at the end. By Moralda. Get to this stage, it's 4 games in 8 days. It's 80 degrees. So many of the countries involved are familiar, 80 degrees, 40% humidity. This isn't exactly off-putting. Ball lofted toward Lopez, skips into the air, and that'll go above the bar and onto the top netting. If you pick up some knocks or you get some of these cramps we've seen, and now 2 players collide head-to-head, this becomes very arduous very quickly, particularly for Belize, who came shorthanded. And they're calling out the athletic trainer as quick as they can. Ruiz looking out from the dugout. This will be the final change. That is it for Zavala. Doesn't leave with a goal, but was the central figure attacking for Nicaragua. Bando, Prime FC comes on. Corner to Nicaragua. 5 minutes to go. See Miranda, the star of this night, with a hat trick. Filo and Ruiz have scored as well. Teofilo, header looping from Naya Vivas. Belize mount their offensive. And that leading touch a step too far. Belize just can't have much in the tank. Zatina is fresh legs relative to Pavone, but Pavone really hasn't had to do much running in this game. Belize has just been put on their heels throughout. Shots in this game, 42 to 4. Expected goals in this game, 3.81 to 0.13. Two of those shots have come in the last 15 minutes from this stage. After about a 40-minute layoff between. Combined with Gordon, sliding effort out by Orozco. Cranked from range. Lopez drags it down. Canales should know this is mostly in the bag. Way by Pavone. Touched ahead by Teofilo. Teofilo races on the ground to Lopez. Calling for this wide Miranda. We'll go 3 more minutes. The difference could play a real role at the end of this. Miranda yanks it back. Out to Pavone. Shots on target to nothing. in this game. It's 13 saves for Angelica Lopez. Still at this stage, not even the most in the group. Saw 15 opening game for Dominica's goalkeeper. Ultimately, Galicia Lockhart allowed 7 goals. Nicaragua has managed just 5 against Lopez. It's become a bit stretched here for Belize. That is Ashley Marr. Initial clearance. Halfway line. Forward, no one in particular in mind. For a handball, nothing to that. No VAR in this event. And Lopez out to snag it halfway through stoppage. Let's have another look. I'd have to see what's going on behind the body, because it looks like if that hits off the right arm, she is tucking that arm up against her. Fairly natural position. It's that left arm, I think, could be the argument. It's also a good example of why the referee would need the AR on that side to provide assistance if it did hit that arm. Still another minute. Is there an exclamation point? Miranda! Oh! What a hit! What a way to close it out from Stephanie Miranda. That is a 10 out of 10 from number 10. Golazo in the game's dying embers. Upper 90, long range. Jaw dropper, curtain closer. And that should be the final action of the game. How much will it matter in the end? Time will tell. It's done. And Miranda scores 4 goals, saving the best for the last competitive kick of the game. Nicaragua, 46 shots to 4, 21 shots on target to none, and a 6-0 victory over Belize on home turf to open up Group A action in Under-17 Concacaf qualifying. Goals from Teofilo, Ruiz, but Miranda's the star. And what a night for Nicaragua. And ultimately, Belize give their best account. You can see the exhaustion. They paid a price throughout, but simply unable to match up with this Nicaraguan squad. It finishes in Managua. Nicaragua 6, Belize 0. Concacaf Women's Under-17 Qualifiers. Nicaragua at home, opening up Group A against Belize. Nicaragua, the second-ranked team out of Pot 2. Belize, the third-ranked team out of Pot 3, coming into Group A. And just how significant is that difference? We found out the answer 2 minutes in. And this, the beginning of a Nicaraguan avalanche. The opening goal from Stephanie Miranda, whose name you'd hear often with a natural hat trick in the second half, scoring 100 ticks into the game. It was Nicaragua dominating the proceedings throughout. They managed 46 shots in this game and never really looked under pressure from Belize. This up and above. Ultimately, the second goal came from Maxi Teofilo in the 32nd minute. It lead to a 2-goal advantage going into halftime. And then the goals poured in the second half after that Teofilo finish, fine as it was. Teofilo nearly extended it to 3 before halftime. Then Lau, grabbed by Lopez, who would make 15 saves in this game. And halftime arrived at 2-0. Well, there were 3 more goals from Stephanie Miranda in the second half. Marian Ruiz scored as well, and there are the final statistics. This day featured over 100 shots for the winning team and only 4 shots for the losing teams. 47-4 in this second game, and Nicaragua and the Dominican Republic simply dominate Dominica and Belize. So what does it mean in Group A? Well, it means Belize, the third-ranked team, is alongside Dominica at the bottom. The U.S. Virgin Islands debut in a couple days' time. And the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua are beginning to find a battle for goal difference leading into a showdown February 1st if these 2 trains continue to roll. So that's it from Managua for our entire team in Nicaragua and beyond. Mike Watts saying thanks for watching the CONCACAF W Under-17 Qualifiers. This second game finishes Nicaragua 6, Belize 0. Have a good night, everybody.